What's up, guys? This is Webby back again for my Monday Night Raw review for January 9th, 2017. For those of you that want me to come here and rip Monday Night Raw to shreds, I'm not going to do that. On the other hand, I'm not going to praise Monday Night Raw because only a couple things on this show really led towards the Royal Rumble. Only a couple things on this show made sense and was entertaining and was worth building towards too. I mean, really. First of all, the biggest thing that happened and the best thing that happened tonight was The Undertaker coming. Absolutely. The Phenom of the WWE is back. And he has 29 holes dug for 29 souls at the Royal Rumble. He is in the Royal Rumble matchup. Going to be awesome to see. And he says he's out to win. And if anybody gets in his way, there's going to be hell to pay, pretty much. So it was good to see him back. Great statement that he made on Raw tonight. Another big thing that happened on Monday Night Raw tonight, the other biggest thing that happened, in my estimation, is we have a new United States champion, and his name is Chris Jericho. Absolutely awesome. It's about time something happens with Reigns, Kevin Owens, and Chris Jericho being in this trifecta match with the United States Championship on the line. Absolutely. Finally, the title has changed hands. Now, I know some of you are probably going to say, and I actually agree with it, that it is pretty much giving away the main event of the Royal Rumble. Roman Reigns, I hate saying this, more than likely now will walk out of the Royal Rumble with the Universal Championship. Kevin Owens, you might as well kiss that title goodbye, because Reigns has lost the United States Championship and WWE was not going to put both titles on Roman Reigns. It just wasn't going to happen. On the other hand, Chris Jericho deserved that United States Championship, the only one he had not captured ever in history. So, congratulations, Chris Jericho. Absolutely deserves that championship. 100%. The show starts off tonight with Stephanie and Mick Foley talking about Taker's rumor. Stephanie griping about the Foley about the rumor and all that stuff. Braun Strowman comes in and says he wants Roman Reigns now. Seth Rollins, he says, well, I want to fight, and I can take care of this, and punches Braun Strowman. So that's pretty much what is happening backstage in the opening segment. Leads to a brawl, and Stephanie says to Mick Foley that you need to produce The Undertaker tonight, or else. Because he's got this performance evaluation later on in the night. Roman Reigns set to defend his title at the beginning of the show, and then, he gets a beat down by Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho. Before the match even begins, the match is about to start, and Braun Strowman comes out and helps Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho beat down Roman Reigns some more. Stephanie McMahon comes out, makes the match later on in the night, and makes Braun Strowman versus Seth Rollins. This was a pretty good contest. These guys went back and forth some, but Braun Strowman really is getting over and really getting a huge push. I hope this has a big payoff for him, and I hope this leads to something when he eventually gets beat. I hope somebody gets a big rub off beating Braun Strowman. not saying I really like him, but I hope that's what it leads to. But this was a big matchup, big opening contest. Ends up being a double count out, but real good matchup for the opening contest on Raw. The women's segment, if we've seen one women's segment with Charlotte in it, we've seen them all. Because she sounds the same, she has the same tone, she says the same crap. Everything is the same when it comes to Charlotte. Nothing ever changes. Bayley and Sasha Banks are in the back, and they're talking about how Bayley has a shot at the Women's Championship at the Royal Rumble. And then afterwards, they can move on to like WrestleMania, where it'll be Bayley versus Sasha Banks for the Women's Championship if Bayley captures the title at the Royal Rumble. Which we all know isn't going to happen because Charlotte is going to win matches when they are important, which are pay-per-view matches, up until WrestleMania, and then Bayley will get her win. Guarantee it. Can see it happening. But anyway, so then Charlotte comes in and she's like, oh, what a beautiful performance! What a beautiful performance! Biggest thing I saw here was Nia Jax, came in, beat up Sasha Banks some, and then when Charlotte was trying to, cozy up to Nia Jax, act and be her buddy, she grabbed Charlotte and shoved her up against the wall, really trying to build her up as this big dominant heel. They're trying to build Nia Jax that way. I kind of like how they're doing that, really showing a big dominant heel women's side for the women's division. I really like that. But for the most part, that was a cringe-worthy moment on Monday Night Raw. Jack Gallagher versus Drew Gulak. Drew Gulak is back to his losing ways on Monday Night Raw. Jack Gallagher, definitely one of the better cruiserweights on the cruiserweight division. Absolutely. I like his rivalry that he's having with Daivari. What they're doing on 205 Live. Every once in a while bringing it out on Monday Night Raw. Whatever. I like his style of wrestling. Jack Gallagher, definitely a person to keep an eye on Raw. Absolutely love it. The Shawn Michaels segment. This absolutely had... This segment was simply there to get a cheap rating. Absolutely. It did nothing for the Royal Rumble. It had no build whatsoever. He was there for nothing but to get a cheap rating for Monday Night Raw. That's it. He promoted nothing but that movie. And then it overlapped into the porno rivalry between Big Cass and Enzo versus Jinder Mahal and Rusev. That's all this did. It enhanced their rivalry some for this one night. Absolutely horrible. Shawn Michaels did nothing for this show. It's nice to see him. It was nice to see one super kick. It's a shame that the super kick was on Rusev instead of Jinder Mahal because it buries Rusev again. When out of the pair, it should have been Jinder Mahal that got the super kick because Rusev has more potential than Jinder Mahal does. But that's it. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Big Cass picks up the victory over Jinder Mahal. Neville versus Lince Dorado. Neville is still the best thing on the Cruiserweight division. This match was pretty good. Neville does pick up the victory. Sheamus versus Gallows. This match, they went back and forth. I really like what they're doing with Anderson and Gallows over the last couple weeks. making them look stronger in these singles matches with Cesaro and Sheamus. Pretty good. Building up pretty good. Little bit too late, if you ask me, though. I mean, because you buried these guys for so many weeks. It's kind of ridiculous. But the last few weeks, though, making them look strong over Sheamus and Cesaro. Sheamus did pick up the victory over Gallows tonight, but throughout the match, until the very ending, Gallows did look pretty strong. I liked it. The Undertaker segment tonight, kind of already went over. He's in the Royal Rumble. The biggest thing that I can compare this to, since the authority figures have to be in the segment all the time, every time there's a talking segment, you usually always see the authority figures, is look back at John Laurinaitis when he was getting his performance review by Triple H. Mick Foley had his performance review done, and he came out and he was calling out The Undertaker, calling out the Phenom about their history. And Stephanie McMahon comes out, and I swear she's always like watching paint dry. She comes out, and she's like, you know, all these fans are disappointed because of you. You've done some great things on Monday Night Raw, but on the other hand, you have put this show in jeopardy. People like seeing Mick Foley, okay? Not all the time, but people like seeing Mick Foley. You know, wish he wasn't Stephanie's puppet. You know, some of the stuff that he does is pretty stupid sometimes, but people like seeing him. You know, Stephanie. You, on the other hand, you're like watching paint dry. You know? So, you know, we're disappointed when you come out. That's more like it, Stephanie, okay? As far as I'm concerned, and I know a lot of people is concerned. So anyway, Stephanie is saying all this stuff, and then that's when we hear gong! And that's when Taker comes out and announces all the stuff I already told you. Same thing, same comparison as when John Laurinaitis had his performance review and was about to get fired, and that started the whole rivalry with Triple H and Taker. Charlotte and Nia Jax versus Banks and Bayley. Who cares? Really? Who cares? I mean, this is leading to Charlotte versus Bayley at the Royal Rumble, and Charlotte's going to win at the Royal Rumble. Charlotte and Nia Jax pick up the victory here tonight. The New Day versus Titus O'Neil. Okay. Kofi versus Titus O'Neil. You know, who gives a flying crap about this whole segment with Titus and the New Day? Because it was cringeworthy, it sucked last week, and it sucks this week. No one cared about Titus shaking his ass on Raw last week, and no one cares about him getting another opportunity trying to drink the booty juice this week to get to be on the New Day. The only thing that matters is that Titus O'Neil is a jobber on Monday Night Raw, and he once again lost to the New Day. And in the main event, I've already went over it with you. Jericho is the new United States Champion. Drink it in, man! And that's Monday Night Raw tonight. Let me know what you all are thinking in the comments below. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Twitter, Webby at 2007 Webby. Facebook at 2007 Webby. Until I see you again, this is Webby, and I will catch you on the other side. Talk to you later.